long weekend. Got all of the piers done except 4. So it's 56 columns in total. This was, whoa, it's now booby trapped. There's more columns in here than the Parthenon. All right. So this is what we got here. We got some fast form, fast tube. We got some rebar cages. This is what it looks like on the inside. These are the 4 I haven't done yet. This, I was originally planning on doing CMU block, but then I kind of thought about it. I still have 4-point loads anyway because I'm just doing some girders on top of it. So I already have this material. It's basically free. Once you're at this point, that's how building math works. Very similar as like dad math and man math when it comes to tools as well, but we'll get done. And this is kind of neat. So this is a spot where I actually set up the laser, and you can kind of see I even marked the points. And what I did is I used the laser in reverse, and I found the spot where this laser would be plane with would be flush with this plane where the girders are going. And then from there I was able to do measurements up and measurements down. So for example, you can see this column's a little higher because this doesn't support a girder. This is an extra point load for the I-joist that sit on top of the girder. So if you look at this one, this piece right here measured from this point to the laser was 41 inches 1/8. But then I have another 2x10 girder, which is 9 1/4, because that's just how America does math. And then we do another 1.5 inches down because I'm on this 1.5 material right here. And then that gives me a 51 7/8 total measurement for this bag. And I batch cut all of those. I took batch measurements with the laser all at once. Then we went and we batch cut these over here in our cutting station, which is kind of cleaned up now. Over here, rolled it out, cut it out to those measurements, threw it out there. Then we stapled the bag to it. And then after that, we put some screws in it. Then I got this in, and then after that, I got it level in this plane, and then braced in the other plane. And then these things are solid. They are not going anywhere. And it really is like amazing. Like I had with this system less than 0.3% waste in material. So essentially 0 waste. I did about almost 200 linear feet of columns, and I wasted the cutoff that was left in a roll was 7 inches. 7 inches of waste over 200 feet. That's kind of amazing. So it's probably similar work to using a sonotube that's cardboard, but it's way cheaper. Just for the waste factor alone, I'm able to carry 200 linear feet like in my hand and bring it in and out of this job site. And we had a monsoon this week too. I think they all would have been ruined. Like I would have done all this work for nothing. So it really is a clever product. I'm pretty happy with it. And now I can kind of sit pretty and get ready for my pour. My next pour is going to be all of these tubes here for the piers. And then I have 2 more jobs I have to do before I can pour. I'm going to form up a set of steps here that I'm going to pour and cast out of cement. And I'm going to make this door. This door is going to be bigger. I'm going to have a full-size door into my crawl space. And then I'm going to brace up this wall over here on both sides, because I'm going to pour up to about mid-block right here so that I can have my cold joint just above backfilling in here. So I want to backfill this, because what's happening after that, I'm also going to pour this slab here, right here. So I'm going to pour the columns, half this wall, and this slab all as my next pour. And then once this is backfilled and I have steps up here, I'm going to put the vapor barrier in, tape it all together, tie it all together. And that's really important because we have a passive radon system here that is going to be piped up straight through the chimney. So we have a straight run. It's pretty neat. I'll talk about another video. It uses the Venturi effect to do it without using energy. And yeah, so after I get all that done, we're going to pour a slurry slab in here and actually have this whole thing covered in like clean concrete. And there's a drain on this side. There's going to be a drain on the other side. And I think we're going to have a really nice working environment on top of that for mechanicals, and be some storage in here too. But I think that'll be pretty good. But one of the things that's interesting so far about building this house is that the working from the outside in, it's just so much work. It takes so long to get to a point where you can actually do anything. And then after you get the footing in, the house starts to shrink. The square footage of what you touch goes down. And it took me about half the time to get to this point, and this was still a lot of work. And I think it's going to take me even half that time to get to the next pour. And I'm already started getting some of the materials for the flooring here. So I think pretty soon we're going to be looking like a house. So, all right, that's my checking out for this weekend. And hopefully I don't do rebar or at least rebar ties for a long time. See you next week.